actors are finally beginning to share what it was truly like working alongside Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. From Robert Downey Jr. reportedly shutting down Ryan's pitch to Rob Liefeld walking away from Marvel in frustration, the accounts keep stacking up. Fellow A-list stars have openly challenged Ryan's behavior, and at this point, it's no longer just gossip. Marina Baccarin has spoken out about what allegedly happened on the set of Deadpool that led to her being sidelined. And if you thought TJ Miller's claims were shocking, the latest revelations raise the stakes even higher. You're also about to hear allegations about the extraordinary measures Ryan supposedly took to damage Justin Baldoni's career, actions many would consider ruthless. What once appeared to be Hollywood's golden couple is now starting to look less like a genuine power partnership and more like a carefully crafted public relations image. The real question is, how did this go unchecked for so long? Buckle up, there's a lot to unravel.
Ryan Reynolds was the leader in this. I believe that. I believe Ryan Reynolds was the leader and is the leader in everything that she does. So should we be compassionate? And the answer is no, my friends. We obviously should not be compassionate. That's not how this works, okay? When you get caught doing something that is purely evil, the task is not on the people who caught you doing that thing to extend forgiveness to you when you have not.
As previously mentioned, Robert Downey Jr. reportedly wanted no involvement in Ryan Reynolds' plans, and the reason may not be what you expect. Insiders claim that after Ryan assumed full creative control over Deadpool and Wolverine, he aimed to pack the film with major cameo appearances, and who could generate more buzz than Iron Man himself? Landing Downey would have been the ultimate headline moment. However, when approached, Downey declined without hesitation. According to reporting from Variety, co-writers Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick revealed in an interview with IndieWire that Downey was asked to reprise Tony Stark for a cameo in the blockbuster. He said no, flatly. On the surface, it appeared to be a simple scheduling or creative decision, but multiple insiders suggest there was more beneath that refusal. Some believe Downey sensed underlying tensions and chose not to entangle himself in a potentially volatile situation. The Deadpool set had already gained a reputation for behind-the-scenes conflict. Tim Miller, the franchise's original director, exited citing creative differences with Reynolds. Industry chatter suggests concerns about Ryan's controlling tendencies weren't new. Downey, known for carefully navigating Hollywood politics, likely saw the warning signs and stepped back. What makes the situation even more striking is that the cameo wasn't a last-minute idea. The writers had reportedly crafted an entire sequence involving Downey and Jon Favreau, positioned neatly within the Avengers timeline before Infinity War. Wernick later confirmed they specifically wrote the scene with Downey in mind, and Reese admitted Ryan personally helped shape it in hopes of securing him. Critics argue this underscores a larger pattern, Ryan positioning himself at the center of attention. Had the cameo materialized, headlines would have celebrated him as the mastermind who brought Iron Man into Deadpool's universe. Yet Downey's refusal halted that narrative. Interestingly, the rejection was initially downplayed as routine, but in hindsight, especially as Downey returns to Marvel in a vastly different capacity, the decision appears more calculated. Downey has a reputation for reading complex industry dynamics. He famously supported Johnny Depp during his legal battle, demonstrating his instinct for understanding power plays in Hollywood. Observers suggest he may have applied similar discernment here. Meanwhile, critics argue Reynolds leans heavily into irreverent humor while maintaining tight creative control. Downey's quiet refusal may have spoken louder than any public statement. When a respected figure of his stature steps away, people take notice. And while the Downey episode faded from headlines, another departure raised even more eyebrows. Rob Liefeld, the very co-creator of Deadpool, severed ties with Marvel following what he described as mistreatment. If Reynolds were truly easy to collaborate with, why would the man who brought Deadpool to life choose to walk away? On February 6, 2025, Variety reported that Liefeld cut ties with Marvel after he and his family were excluded from Disney's after-party at the Deadpool and Wolverine premiere. He also raised concerns about creator credit placement and described feeling disrespected by Marvel leadership. After attending the screening at Manhattan's Lincoln Center and posing on the red carpet, he later discovered that his photos had been removed before publication. The parallels are hard to ignore. Morena Baccarin had similarly appeared isolated at a previous premiere, lacking official past photos amid reported creative disagreements. Now, Liefeld, a foundational figure in the franchise, appeared to experience comparable sidelining. Excluding the creator of Deadpool from post-premiere celebrations and erasing red carpet images sends a powerful message about who controls the narrative. The pattern suggests that collaborators who challenge authority risk being pushed aside. What should have been a celebration of shared creative success instead became an example of how influence and image management can overshadow collaboration in Hollywood.
If he wants to go after you, he infests himself into every area of your life. And he did this Justin Baldoni. He's like, who are your friends, okay? Who owns the production company? Who owns the next movie script? I am going to infest myself everywhere. I'm going to be doing your movie premiere. I'm going to be doing
Rob Liefeld later elaborated on his experience at the New York City premiere, describing it as an intentional effort to humiliate and marginalize him. Speaking on his Robservations podcast, he said his representatives attempted to secure after-party access for his family, but Disney's publicity team denied entry. According to Liefeld, they were told they were tolerated for the screening itself, but not welcome beyond it. That moment, he explained, confirmed he could no longer continue his association with the studio. While Marvel has weathered its share of controversies, critics argue that Ryan Reynolds cannot be completely separated from this episode. Deadpool is the franchise most closely associated with him. The fact that Liefeld reached his breaking point on this project after Reynolds reportedly gained expanded creative authority raises questions about the environment behind the scenes. Observers note there has been no public indication that Reynolds attempted to mediate or repair the situation. Similar concerns surfaced during the production of It Ends With Us, the adaptation tied to Blake Lively. Reports suggest Reynolds became deeply involved, allegedly expressing dissatisfaction with Justin Baldoni to senior agency executives. One account claims that during the Deadpool and Wolverine premiere afterparty, Reynolds approached leadership connected to WME to voice his objections. Shortly after, Baldoni was reportedly dropped as a client following legal filings connected to Lively. If accurate, the situation underscores the extraordinary influence Reynolds wields in Hollywood. His affable, comedic persona contrasts sharply with claims that he exercises significant behind-the-scenes power. In these high-profile disputes, the lines between personal grievances, professional leverage, and strategic maneuvering appear increasingly blurred. Taken together, the events surrounding Deadpool and It Ends With Us suggest a consistent pattern, leveraging status and connections to shape outcomes. As more voices speak up, fans and industry insiders are beginning to question whether the public image matches the private reality. The story unfolding behind the camera may be far more complex and calculated than anything shown on screen.